If you hadn't slandered Emily, she never would have run outside and got hit by that truck. You like stealing men, don't you? Then I'll let everyone watch how you get fuck today.
In the end, I died right in front of Emily's corpse. But somehow, my soul was dragged into a vortex, and fate gave me a second chance. When I opened my eyes again, I was back before everything had happened. Standing in the same hallway, hearing the same sounds, I looked down at the diagnosis report in my hand, HIV positive. I tore the report to pieces and threw it into the hallway trash can. Without me interrupting them, the bedroom kept echoing with breathless, lewd sounds. The day I got the HIV diagnosis report for Emily, my boyfriend Jack Reynolds' childhood sweetheart, I stood outside the bridal suite that was supposed to be mine and heard Emily moaning and Jack breathing hard inside. Through the half-open door, I saw his hips driving under Emily's skirt while she threw her head back and wrapped both arms around his neck. In my past life, I shoved the door open and screamed the truth at the tangled pair.
She's sick! Emily has HIV!
Emily ran out red-faced and panicked, only to be hit and killed on the spot by a truck. Jack ran after her, gathered her mangled body into his arms, and looked at me with pure hatred in his eyes. He tied me up and started a live stream. Then he had a group of masked men surround me and rape me.
This is all your fault.
Then I heard them talking too.
If I can with you before I die, I won't have any regrets.
Shh, baby. I'll find a way to cure you. You said you wanted to marry me, remember? Once you get better, we'll get married.
I turned and walked away. I couldn't bear to stay in that disgusting place for 1 second longer, because the second I heard his voice, I couldn't stop remembering what he had done to me in my last life, how he took revenge on me, how he'd let those men assault me to death. My dignity and those 5 years of love were all trampled under his feet until nothing was left but pieces. As I turned to leave, I caught sight of the flowers by the entryway. They were Emily's favorite roses. Staring at their dewy petals, I nearly gagged. My head was full of Jax's vicious words from right before I died in my last life. His eyes bloodshot as he hissed them into my ear.
Don't think dying means escape. Even if you turn to ashes, I'll still find a way to make pay for what you did to Emily.
He'd kept that promise too. He had ordered those men to tear the last scraps of clothing off my body and violate me even more brutally, until I finally died. The very same day I died, he had my body cremated and scattered my ashes beneath the rose bushes at Emily's cemetery plot. I forced myself home through the nausea and made my way home. It wasn't until I saw my parents that I finally relaxed for real. I threw myself into their arms without caring about anything else.
Silly girl, just saw each other weather this morning. Why are you crying now? What's with the waterworks? You're a grown woman about to get married, and you're still acting like a little hide.
In my past life, after I died, my soul wandered long enough to witness everything. My mother couldn't bear my death. She suffered a sudden heart attack and never recovered. And my father, trying to get justice for us. Jack's men had broken his arms and legs. They dumped him in a deserted alley and left him there to die, unnoticed and alone.
Mom, Dad, I don't want to marry Jack anymore.
But honey, why?
I didn't dare tell them the real reason. All I could do was lie.
I don't love him anymore.
If my daughter doesn't want to marry him, then she doesn't have to. I can afford to keep her at home for the rest of her life if that's what she wants. Besides, Jack was never a good fit for her anyway.
I didn't know why, but my father didn't seem to like Jack the way he had. In my past life, after learning that I wanted to marry him, he had tried more than once to stop me. If I hadn't been so stubborn, if I hadn't even run away from home over it, my father never would have compromised. Looking back now at all the stupid things I did back then, I could only laugh at myself. Calling off the engagement wasn't nearly enough for me. I also had my father cut off every investment in Jack's company, and I privately contacted several of his company's key business partners. Back then, he had built himself up by secretly leeching off my family's assets bit by bit. That was how he gained the power to destroy me and my family afterward. This time, I wasn't going to give him that chance. Trash that crawled out of the mud deserved to be thrown right back into it. Just then, my phone rang. It was Jack. The moment I saw his name on the screen, I was dragged right back to the humiliation of dying in my past life. Pain shot through my whole body, as if every bone I had were splintering all over again. I hesitated for a long time before I tapped the answer button. The second the call connected, Jack's voice came through, dark and furious.
Christine, what the hell were you trying to do when you came over earlier?
His accusation made me remember that, at this point in my last life, Jack and I had still put on a loving front to the world. He'd always played the part of the sweet, caring boyfriend around me. He even had never once raised his voice at me. That's when the suspicion hit me. Had he been reborn too?
Did you run over here to tell me Emily has AIDS? To beg me to stay away from her with your fake little test report?
His words confirmed my worst fears.
That trick is ancient history. You really think I'd fall for it? You'd better get rid of that jealousy of yours. You're lucky Emily didn't get hurt this time, because if anything had happened to her, I swear I would have made you pay.
Jack really hadn't changed at all. For Emily, there was nothing he wouldn't do. He probably didn't know yet that Emily actually had HIV. I couldn't expose that now. It would only put him on guard. I had to keep up the act.
What are you even talking about? What HIV? I just wanted to come tell you that Dad isn't quite on board with me marrying you right now. How was I supposed to know that when I got there, you'd be in the room with Emily doing that? Didn't you say she was just your childhood friend? You've really disappointed me.
Jack was obviously thrown off. None of this had happened in our past life. After all, Emily hadn't been killed by me yet. He couldn't openly tear into me just yet, so all he could do was fake concern.
All right, don't overthink it. Emily wasn't feeling well. I was just giving her a massage. If you hadn't slandered Emily, she never would have run outside and got hit by that truck. You like stealing men, don't you? Then I'll let everyone watch how you get fuck today.
In the end, I died right in front of Emily's corpse. But somehow, my soul was dragged into a vortex, and fate gave me a second chance. When I opened my eyes again, I was back before everything
I
had
open my
happened.
eyes, and the
Standing in
past
same
comes
hall,
crashing back
hearing
his
the same
betrayal.
sounds, I looked
Her
down at
lies,
diagnosis
the hell
report
they
in my
put me
hand,
through.
HIV
I held the
positive.
diagnosis,
I tore the report
tore it
to
up,
pieces
and
threw
watched
it
them.
into the hallway
But this
trash
time,
can.
I
Without
won't let history
interrupting them,
repeat
the bedroom
Emily's
kept
secret,
echoing with breathless,
Jack's dark
weird
vows,
sounds.
my ashes under her roses. And he might have reborn
The
too.
day I got the
Find out
HIV
how she turns their
diagnosis,
game
it
into
was
hers.
my boyfriend
More
Jack
episodes
Mills'
on my
childhood
profile.
sweetheart.
Watch
I
now,
stood
or
outside the
lose the
bridal
plot.
suite that was